And now we are jumping into game number 3. It is Chinese War on Indeed Arena. The score is 1-1. If Fire wins one more game, he is through and will go into the finals to play again against the Viper. So 1 out of 2 match points in this 4 map played series. I'm Nearly, and with me is Bullet.
Yep, here we are, and we're gonna enjoy this game as much as we can. 2 top players playing one of the I think Arena is still one of the most liked maps, actually. Some people don't like it a lot, but I think it's very interesting to see those beasts playing each other on this map.
Okay, then let's tell me something about the map, please. I can tell you one thing. There are 4 relics instantly close to the Viper. 2 actually in his base, 1 super close, and 1 in his walls. So, and that's even behind the tree. So, wow, yeah. What a big advantage when it comes to relics here.
Viper has a absolutely great chance of getting a great gold income in this game, that's for sure. Yeah, he has 4. He pretty much already has the control of 4 relics. 1, 2.
This one's pretty much fire. So, Chinese War. How important are relics here? 4-1, is that winnable, or would you say like after minute 50 both players ran out of gold, there's simply no chance anymore?
Yeah, pretty much at that point I think it's very hard to be the one with 1 relic against the one with 4 relics. The longer the game goes, the harder it gets. That's pretty much how it goes.
But then I have a special surprise for all the Fire fans. Look at this. Gold spot number 2, gold spot number 1, gold spot number 3, gold spot number 4, gold spot number 5. So the extra gold spots are in favor of Fire here. Finally.
Yeah, Fire is having a little boost here as well.
There's a nice defensive gold spot, nice defensive wood. Deers are inside, so that's all good. Deers are inside for Viper as well. Stone is offensively, I believe, yeah, and outside, but gold is defensively as well. And what is a very... Oh, Viper might kill the boar at a very bad place. Oh no, actually,
oh, he stopped it. He stopped it. I thought so too. I was like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah, but he's not kidding around. He pulled it off
pretty good.
Okay, Pont Arena is a map where you have gold in this place. It's a mixture of Mediterranean and Arena in general. Only 3 on wood here by the Viper. Why is that?
That's kind of interesting. I think overall, as going for monks, I think you can start off with 3. I don't think, personally, I don't think it's gonna make like the big difference if you. I think even going 3 on wood. If you're gonna go for a monk rush, it might even be better because it might suit your uptime better. You might have a better uptime to cast Lich. Some points I feel like that's the case.
Okay.
So I think 3 on wood is good enough here. Fire is on 4.
Yeah, and I consider 4 to be the standard. So
yeah, I think 4 is the standard. But I think 3 is still it's not gonna be a problem. He's adding the 4th now.
Okay, yeah, makes all sense now. Ooh, that deer isn't very friendly. 1 sheep still idle there. Oh, Viper. Oh, the deer actually were outside. I only saw like 2 already lured, or 1 like getting lured over here. So yeah, that's because Viper did
using the sheep
such
to
a good
keep
job.
the gate open.
See a house being built. House being built. All good. No 1 house at 20 here. Okay, so Chinese War, Monk Rush, Chukunus? What do they need to take care when both players are going for full Monk Rush here in Chinese War?
Well, we were talking about the relics earlier on, and I think Fire needs to be... I think Viper is kind of confident right now, feeling like he has pretty much control already. He has the control when he wants to have the control of the relics, so Fire really needs to... For me, at least, I think he needs to be the one putting the pressure this game. So, might see a pretty aggressive Fire this game.
Viper at the moment didn't see the 4th relics outside of his base, so maybe he's not that comfortable so far. But yeah,
not yet, maybe.
But yeah, he absolutely has the option to go for a backboom. But getting pushed and not having any defensive stone sometimes is a problem as well. So not 100%
That is
sure
true.
if he's accepting to get pushed very much just to rely on his back gold, his nice wood, and just take the defender role in this game. I think that's not your typical Viper. Oh, look at this! Only by one tile the relic is missed. So Viper will most likely not see it. Because you're very rarely going back there to see the relic.
It might take a very long time till Viper finds that relic. Might be even in the late Imperial Age. It depends on how the game looks. It might be, as you said, that he won't go back with the scout there.
Yeah. Okay. Fire now on the way to Imperial Age. The Viper clicked now as well. Both with the same population. So Fire has a 9-second better start. Obviously in Chinese War it's kind of tough to have a perfect start in. Sometimes it can get scrappy. And Viper, lots of villagers on wood. If I count correctly, 9. What does that indicate to you?
Well, I don't... As I see it right now, I don't think it's gonna be too offensive. And that's kind of what I expected. I believe it might even put down TCs in the beginning. I'm not entirely sure, of course, but he moved one now from the wood to bring to the farms because he knew he wouldn't be able to do FC if he had the lack of farms. Now it's probably gonna be a decent uptime to Castle Age here. I think he had a bit too many on wood too early.
What a weird farm placement. I think he still has too much wood. Look at this, he already has the wood for both buildings.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So I think like 2 more farms would not have hurt. Or sending maybe 6 villager on berries. Now adding another farm. Sending 2 villagers at the front, and probably she will build the blacksmith. Oh, actually those 2 villagers. So he's building 3 more in Imperial Age. That's very rare as well.
I don't think he's gonna do all those 3. I think he's gonna delete. He's gonna make it fitting for when he's finished with the buildings. But yeah, he might actually do all 3. It depends here.
It's only 1 villager on the market. Normally you do 2 villagers on the market, and yeah, that's it then. But
you might do the last fill. Depends if you wanna click up faster or if you want.
Scout war. Tell me who wins. Bullet.
Oh,
it's, I think Viper indeed. Oh. Okay, how big is that?
I think losing the scout on arena overall is very bad. But as we see, Fire is making market and a barrack and a stable, so he's gonna have the scouting information anyway. But if you're not going for a scout build, scouting the map, if you lose your scout, you're blind and can't really respond as well as you would have done if you have a scout alive. Having the scout alive in arena, I think, is super important. Even especially when it comes to killing monks and such, you don't even need to pay for a unit. You can just kill monks with your free scout that you have from the beginning.
Yeah, HP aren't important there. So the Viper now with 2 villagers on stone, lots of villagers on gold, 8 I believe.
Very interesting build here.
He's doing a scout rush, a monk rush, and later a castle? Or what's the plan there?
To be honest, I don't really see the plan Viper has now. I think he went with 2 on stone because he kind of not fears, but he's expecting Fire to play aggressive, I think. So Fire is preparing with 2 on stone. I mean, Viper is preparing with 2 on stone to be able to... Oh, Viper's opening. What is he doing? I think he's gonna make a TC where he's deleting his walls.
Maybe just 2 monasteries. Yeah, just opening it pretty wide. Scout of the Viper will die now. Gold mining and
good position for the monasteries, covering that forward stone. I think, as you said earlier, the stone might be the problem for Viper this game. All the stones are forward and outside the arena.
Okay, now going for monks, walling his area, but actually he didn't wall. He's still open. Let's see. Fire not showing it just yet, but he can get inside there. Now barracks coming up for Viper as well. Some spearmen being added. Wheelbarrow now as well. The Viper will have all the aggro upgrades. Let's see, 1 extra TC, 2 extra TCs for Fire, and none for the Viper. So Viper will have the army approach, Fire will have 3 scouts, and then the boom approach. Who would you favor at the moment?
Well, so far it's not looking the way I expected it to look, but as we talked about earlier, those early relics that Viper will have now, he's gonna have 2 relics already into his monasteries at minute 19. So other than that, we will see Fire having more villagers. So yeah, it's hard to tell. The relics are really gonna pay off in the end. I really can't tell who's gonna win this game.
Arena so often feels like rock, scissors, papers. What am I expecting? What my enemy is doing? How do I react to this? Fire thought, okay, Viper will do a lot of monks. I will do some scouts, but later on there will be no aggression. So I will 1 monastery and just try to outboom. Viper now still expecting monks of Fire. You can see him doing atonement, which will not be the most useful upgrade.
Yeah, for now, I would say it looks better for Fire, but anything can happen. You know, if he goes into a 3 TC boom, going hard on stone as Fire is, making a castle, he's gonna be able to push Viper, because if Viper isn't fast enough to push Fire before he finishes his boom. Viper is already 8 villagers behind.
And that will only increase because it's still 3 against 1 TC. Fire continues to run around. Viper now starting his aggression, but does not have a siege workshop. And Fire is having a second layer with houses as well, looking at 400 stone. And now Fire actually sees the relic here, but yeah, protecting
we're gonna
this
see
one.
a castle of the Viper outside Fire's walls now. So this is not what Fire wants.
Actually, he's not losing a lot of resources, so the most important thing here for Fire is that if he builds a defensive castle, which will be like over here or in this area,
then it's good, yeah.
But he doesn't want to lose the trap war. And it feels like Viper is playing the Eddie. 1 TC, I will do monks, push a castle, and then trap style. And Fire, let's see how he is reacting to this. It's easy to mess this up even if you are like 30 villagers ahead.
Yeah, it is. You see so often in Arena someone being completely outbooming the other player in terms of villagers having better economy. But they still end up losing the game because the other guy is investing Imperial Age that is much faster and more army. So this can end in any possible way right now.
Viper even going for more stone at the front. Let's take a look. Only having 1 villager over here, so we will most likely see 2 castles in Imperial Age.
Viper was so close to leading the scouts of Fire to his base. He was sending a villager back home, and the scouts were like half a second from running into his camp.
Oh, this looks so good for Fire here. Now clicking up any second to Imperial Age. Look at the castle finishing, and the TC will click up here. And this looks good for the trap wall for Fire, because he is investing into more stone and will have a second castle. He's ahead by 10 villagers, down by 2 relics because the count is 3-1. And his earlier Imperial Age time and more villagers will absolutely guarantee him to win this trap war.
Yeah, he's faster up and he has a bigger economy. So I think Fire played so far he played his game perfectly. He really set up his economy perfectly to defend with a castle, setting up for a trap war. Oh, and yeah, he's done everything right so far. He's 1 minute, exactly 1 minute ahead of Viper.
Okay, let's see. Can Viper maybe sneak around here and convert all the houses and maybe do some pressure in this area? Not even sure if it's completely walled to this side. Now more spearmen coming up.
Microphone muted.
So we are gonna see Shukunos against monks and spears. And of course the trebs. I think with Viper's micro, with his monks, those Shukunos aren't gonna be able to, at least not in the beginning, until Fire has a great mass. Viper is still gonna be able to out-micro those Shukunos. Because they don't have a great range.
Okay, let's see how he will approach this. And
he's backing down. Viper's backing.
yeah, against the castle he cannot do much here. Fletch now coming up for the Viper, wants to increase his range a bit. Let's take a look at the resources of Fire, and he can instantly produce 2 castles, 1 trap, 1 and 2 coming out. Even sold 100 stone. Not really sure why he did that. Now selling some food, queuing up more traps, and he knows that the trap war is so important. Let's think, can those traps shoot the castle behind his line of buildings? I think it will be close.
Yeah.
Now that
They're gonna
is the
reach?
moment
Yeah, I
of
think they
truth. Yeah, they do. By I think 1 range, because of the traps, maybe even 2 range here, so that's good for him. And yeah, that's basically guaranteed that Viper will lose his castle here. Only 4.8k HP as well. Fire ahead, 25 villagers. Elimination Theocracy coming up for Viper. He is going for full monks. This one relic even sniped around here, so soon it's 3 against 2 relics, trying to let the monk in, deleting the house, but that was a bit of a late delete. The Viper, what is he going for? Now going for botkin arrow. Is he adding archery ranges to go for skirms, or did he just do botkin arrow for his handful of Chukunos here?
I think he will try to. I think the fletching and the botkin arrow was like for the castles overall, but of course it's good for the Shukunos too. But in general, I think Viper, in the end, like in a couple of minutes, will be forced to make skirms because Fireplace is right and fully upgrades his Shukunos, at least when it comes to the range and the chemistry, ballistics. Those monks are not gonna be enough. I think even now it's barely enough. Of course, with his micro, he's gonna take over a lot of Shukunos, but very smart from Fire. I think he's gonna go add light cows, and
nice.
If he does, he can go for the monks, and the Shukunos kills the rest. So very smart play by Fire.
26 villagers ahead, is doing the defense upgrade in the stable, adding more scouts indeed. Not sure if light cav is an option. Now building in a more offensive castle, is having 5 traps, losing that scout, and at the same time this outpost did scout one of the additional gold spots for him. Did not see the 5th gold though. Now trying to see how he's doing in the Shukunos. 8 range against 9 range at the moment. Conscription coming up for the Viper. No more traps, but he did go for the bigger rams. Let's see how the Shukunos are going to fight. Viper is going for it. Lots of converts going on. There's not much Shukunos left here for Fire. Now those rams are actually going for the traps.
What's Fire doing? He should be shooting with his trebs on the monks. Make force Viper to go back. He should auto-treb that. I really expected him to win that fight. If he shoot with trebs all the time together with his army, Viper can't take the fight.
Fire was scared of losing all his traps, that's why he went back against the rams. Not sure if unpacking wasn't one of the best decisions he made. I think he overextended though. Just staying in range of your castle would have been so much better indeed. Just focusing the monks with the castle, falling back a bit, and then the converts would not have happened. Still 25 villagers ahead. And this is still looking better and better for Fire. And guys, I can't state it often enough. If Fire wins one of the next 2 games, he goes into the finals of this tournament. So there's so much on the line for him when it comes to prestige and obviously money.
Yeah, I think Tato, if he's watching this, is probably biting his nails right now. This is it should be very intense for him too. Fire's doing a great job this game overall. He's playing it so well, producing all the time from his castles. Oh, this is a very interesting Treb war. Trebs, monks against Trebs and Chukunus.
Ooh, and it's even the sweet house to block the rams not getting to the traps. Let's see how the Conquerors are going at the moment. More houses even coming up, not really sure what's that all about. And now the monks are out of mana and they need to run back. The trap and is still continuing and the Viper taps out.
So Fire is happy right now. Very well played.
Indeed, very well played. Look at this by Fire. What went so wrong for the Viper here?
It's hard to... Fire was pretty much like the game plan, economy. He played it pretty much perfectly, except from like one thing that I hung up to. But it's not pretty much what went wrong for Viper. I think what went right for Fire. Fire played it super good. Just that simple. I think Viper really needed to like try to mass skirms, something to make sure that Fire couldn't keep approaching him, pushing him back. But he just didn't have the economy for it. I think he was on 2 TCs and
I think the game was
able to...
over at like minute 23 already. If I really think about it back, because I would have actually called it when I saw the Imperial timings. Fire was so far ahead when it came to villager count, and the Imperial time was pretty even, and actually better for Fire, so that was just guaranteed to win the trap tennis against a guy who is weaker eco and actually counting on that. So I think just Viper not doing any damage with his monks. There was no follow-up with Monastery, and Fire just, won the rock, paper, scissors, and Viper a bit too scared of the monks. Although it was only 3 scouts, it held Viper back for such a long time, and...
Yeah, I thought so as well. It kind of took, especially concerning the we didn't see a forward siege shot by Viper for... I can't even remember. It took so long time. So Fire had all the time in the world to hit Imperial Age and get a good boom going. So it was pretty much a 3 TC boom against a 1 TC boom. And like 1 TC boom economy, it's not the strongest, and it was even slower up. So as you say, it was pretty much over for Viper when we see Fire going Imperial Age faster.
Okay. So that guarantees that the final of Champions League season 2016 will actually be the Viper against Fire.
Yep.
So we will see this match being repeated in